Okay, this is a sound demo video for this guitar I have for sale on eBay. It is a black Korina Warmoth guitar, and I think you can get the sense of what it looks like there. Um, it's got some nice tiger striping there, comes out more under better lights. This is just the overhead LEDs here in the room. You're getting a lot of reflection there from the monitor in front of me. It's a beautiful semi-hollow black Korina guitar, front and back. Um, you can see here what I did with the neck heel. This is just like an American Fender Deluxe. It's got that nice little round off there. Um, when I doweled the hole for it, I filled it in with sawdust from this work here with some wood glue. Fortunately, because of the black Korina, the way black Korina looks with all the different spots and stuff, really doesn't show that much. So it turned out really well. This whole guitar was a reclamation project. The guy I got it from had really, really butchered it. This was probably a $600 or $800 body when he bought it. I think it was originally 2 humbuckers, judging from what I could tell of what was left of the wood underneath. He went at it with a hand auger and a wood chisel, and he broke stuff all over the place. You can see here, move that out of the way. You can see here that little stripe thing. He had actually filled that in with auto body filler. You can see these 2 other bits here and over here. They might have been cigarette burns or something. They were gouges, definitely. I, again, carefully carved out what was in there, took the sawdust from the back work and mixed it with wood glue, filled that all in, sanded the whole body down completely naked, took this butchered wood underneath here, and I opened it up into a standard swimming pool route. I didn't go as deep as I would have needed to go to take all the gouges out because I didn't want to harm anything structurally. He had oversized screws in every place, including this. He had simply taken an old Fender bridge and blocked it down, put oversized screws in there so it ruined the wood there for anything else. I didn't want to dowel the holes because I didn't want to have a lot of wood glue around those screws, dampening the treble end and ruining, frankly, the sound of the black Korina. So I simply opened up the 2 outer size holes. This is a 2-post floating Wilkinson. It's floating about a 1/16 of an inch off the body. If you like it truly floating, that's easy enough for you to change by adjusting the springs on the back. I've got it so that in the back it's actually kind of blocked right now, so it only goes down. It's blocked to about the point where you can do about a bend and a half on your G string before that starts to lift, and that lets you do double stops if you like to do country kind of stuff. The goal of this guitar build was to give me something that sounded like a Gibson ES-335 with a little more variety of tones and in the form factor of a Strat. It's way lighter than any 335 you'll ever own, and frankly, it's way lighter than any Strat you'll ever own. It's unbelievably light, and not just, I mean, a semi-hollow black Korina body can still be 3.5 pounds. This is nowhere near that. I don't have a scale to hold it on, but the first thing that everybody who picks it up says is, my gosh, this thing is light. You could play this all night long and never feel it. Because I couldn't get the profile neck I really wanted from Warmoth because of the wait times right now with COVID and everything, I got this Canadian-made roasted maple neck. Feel is really good. I think it's 9.5 across the front, or it could be 12. It's just a very standard kind of Strat thing. Put a nice tusk nut in there and some locking tuners, and feel is actually fairly similar to my Stevie Ray Vaughan things. It's a little fatter than your standard Fender, but not obnoxiously fat and uncomfortable. Medium jumbo frets, they feel just like 6150s. I don't know if that's what they are, or if these are that other company that does frets. Good alpha pots in here, push-pull for the neck, switching it, the sound, and this little switch here is for the bridge because that's the one you'll switch the most often. This little no-namer in the middle here is just a rail-style pickup along the lines of a Cool Rails. I think it's a 10.5 output. It's only there to give me the variations because the way this 5-way switch is set up, you have Bridge and middle. The middle, though, is the two outside pickups. I never use the middle pickup alone, so this is the two outside pickups. And then it's neck and middle, and then neck alone. These pickups were custom wound for me by John up at tonefordays.com. He's a Canadian builder also. Had them done to my specs. So what you have on the back is a little different than usual. It's a variation on his Jekyll and Hyde, I think it's called, or Black Tarantula. I forget what the name of it is. It's been so long. But instead of switching between series and parallel or coil cutting, there is a tap between the two coils if you really wanted to coil cut, but I hate 60 cycle hum. So what I decided to do instead was, when this switch is in the up position, this is running just like a standard PAF. It's an 8.5 K resistance, if I remember correctly, and I believe I have an A8, Alnico 8 magnet in there right now. I will include an Alnico 2, I think I've got in my box there. I'll include that if you buy the guitar, if you want to switch it out and you have that expertise. This is just the sound I liked. I tried a ceramic, I tried an A5, and I tried the A2, and I like the A8 the best in there. It's a standard 8.5 when that switches up. If you push it down, it goes up to 16K, but both switch positions are fully humbucking. Instead of the taps being at the end of each coil, what you have is that they are in the middle of the coil, so they cut the coil resistances in half. These are both full series, different resistance output. So you get you can hit the amp harder down here. This is more like probably a Seymour Duncan JB or something like that, and this is going to sound like a standard PAF. Same thing up in the neck, same kind of coil cutting. In its down position, your tone controls, this is running about a 7.6 resistance. I do believe that has an A4 magnet in it. If you pull this up, what you're going to get is it's going to cut down the coils in half, and that's going to drop it to around, if I remember right, around 4.5. So it's around the same resistance as a Filtertron. It's going to give you a single coil-like sound, but without that weird hollow humbucker parallel sound, which I hate. If you like single coils better than you like the tapped humbucker sounds, in the back you'll find two purple wires. Those are actually true coil taps, and you can just replace these switches with coil taps if you have that expertise. But I think you're going to like the sound of this. So I'm just going to adjust a little bit here. I'm running everything straight through my HX Stomp you can see back here. We're going to start with a twin reverb emulation, move to a deluxe reverb emulation, and then to a 5150. And that's going to give you crystal clean, slightly overdriven, because all I've done is dime the deluxe reverb emulation, and then a 5150. I'm not using compressors. I'm not using delays. I'm not using pedals to push the front end of the amp sound. The goal of this is to show you what this guitar sounds like so you know what you're buying. This is a great guitar for the money, and honestly, I don't care if I don't sell it. But I probably don't need it. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to switch over here, and you can listen to the sounds. I'm going to turn off the microphone because you'll hear that over top the emulation, and it won't be any fun for you. So I'm just going to switch the microphone off, point at the pickups, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, so that was the clean sounds. I'm going to switch over to a deluxe reverb emulation here. This just basically has this is just dimed, so this is no pedals in front of it, no emulations of pedals, no compressors, no nothing. Just a touch of reverb and just an overclocked deluxe reverb. Oh, sorry, forgot to turn that microphone off. Let me do that for you. So that gives you some of the lightly distorted flavors. I'm just going to switch over to a 5150 emulation so you can hear a little bit of that too. So that gives you some idea of the sounds available in this. I think these are great pickups, great guitar, great neck. Really surprised. Couldn't get a Warmoth in the shape I wanted because of COVID, so I decided to grab one of these, and it's great. So again, extra playability, super light body, good reclamation project. I dare say better than new. Wish we hadn't lost the beautiful woodwork underneath the pickguard, but sound is really good at this point, and she's ready for a new home.